Welcome in to the NCAA Division II Super Regional South Style here on the campus of the University of West Florida, Pensacola, Florida. It's a beautiful spot to be, and there's a lot still to be done here in this Super Regional. I'm Josh Dorman, delighted to bring all the action to you as we have a version of King the Hill coming up. The two-time defending champions in Division II baseball, University of Tampa, are trying to stay on top of the hill. The Argos of the University of West Florida haven't been to the national tournament since 2011. They're trying to change that right here as they host this Super Regional. You're seeing everyone get warmed up, and we welcome you in here to NCAA.com. Delighted that you're here with us as the University of Tampa Spartans will be your home team here for this one, and the Argos will be your visitors. So the Argonauts will be batting first in the top here, half of the first inning, and they will face off against the Clemson's transfer, B.J. Bailey. And boy, what a pitcher this young man is. He's one of the top pitchers in NCAA Division II with a 13-0 record on the year. He's pitched 96 innings. 61 of those were in his conference, and boy, he has had a terrific year. His whip is 1.08, batting average against a 2.08, and he is a terrific young man on the mound. He will first face off against the leadoff hitter and really everything young man for the Argos. Leads this offense in basically every category, and the way he was described to me is he is the captain, El Capitano, and that is Zach Stokes. So this is how we get things led off, and that's going to be strike one from B.J. Bailey, the graduate student, a transfer I mentioned out of Clemson. First-team All-American was B.J. Bailey. He has not been beaten yet. 16 appearances, 13-0. 15 of those started. Only one complete game. Doesn't eat up a ton of innings, but does enough to get his team wins. So we have a 1-1 count here. It's a beautiful day. The rain stayed off to the north and the west of us. A lot of rain coming down through the southeast, but we were fortunate to avoid most of that. Ball two, a 2-1 count now on Stokes. Zach Stokes is a .448 hitter, 212 at bats, 95 hits, 25 of those doubles. Also has 14 home runs for the leadoff spot. That's impressive. And 45 RBI. That ball is low and outside. 3-1 now from Bailey to Stokes. Stokes does have 10 stolen bases on the year and a .555 on base percentage. Folks, that's extraordinarily impressive. Here's the 3-1 pitch from Bailey to Stokes. That's a strike call. Said Stokes went around, so we now have a full count. Bailey has 102 strikeouts on the year in 96 innings pitched to just 28 walks. So it's a 3-2 count. Be big if Zach Stokes could reach base here for a Argos team that are built, as it was described to me once again, on pitching, defense, and situational hitting. Speaking of situational hitting, that one's roped up the middle for a leadoff single to get things started for Zach Stokes and the Argos. Defensively for the Spartans of the University of Tampa, who come into this contest at 45-8, their defensive situation looks like this. Braden Woodburn is in left field. Their center fielder is Jordan Evans. Their right fielder is Jake Books. Their shortstop is Jesse Ponce. Their second baseman is Luke Ficar. Their third baseman is Jack Martinez. At first is Walker Venachek as Bailey goes back to first. And their catcher, and I promise I'm going to get this correct, Joander Irigoyen. And, of course, B.J. Bailey on the mound. Here's the first pitch of this at-bat, and that is Trent Kelly, redshirt sophomore for the Argos, coming to the plate. .342 hitter. Young man had 2 home runs yesterday. 2 of the 6 hit in game 1. Hit and run was on. Fouled out of play. One of those was a over-the-fence home run, traditional style, and one of those was a inside-the-park home run. Don't see that every day. That was part of an inning that saw the Argos crawl back into it after giving up a 7-run half of the inning early trailed the entire contest as that ball's on the ground hard, and that's back-to-back singles for the Argos, getting things started here in Game 2. I mentioned in our pregame, it's King of the Hill. University of Tampa comes in back-to-back national champions. The Argos simply trying to earn a Game 3 to go to their second national tournament. The 2011 national champion Argos was the last team to go that far in a season. Now at the plate, Gustavo Mendez, the designated hitter for the Argos, back to second, and that gets away. That's going to get into center field. Both runners will advance. And now the Argos have second and third with no outs, top of the first inning. And Mendez, redshirt junior, 316 hitter on the year, 158 at bats, 50 hits, 8 of those doubles, 3 home runs, 36 RBI on the year. And he has a spot here to add to that total. First pitch from Bailey is in there for a strike. 0-1 count from Bailey to Mendez. The Argos trying to strike first here in the top of the first. Little high, ball one, 1-1 count. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Great crowd on hand here in Pensacola. Swung on and missed by Mendez. Strike 2, off speed. The 1-2 count, Mendez. This is one of those situational hitting opportunities the Argos talk a lot about. Swung on and missed, same pitch. Down to first, and that's out number 1. So low and inside was the kryptonite for Mendez in that at bat, and that's out number 1. The first strikeout for Bailey on the evening. His 103rd strikeout of the year. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter for the Argos, their catcher, William Lybrook. Really cool story is Lybrook. We'll get into that after this first pitch is outside. Lybrook's 369 hitter. He's a graduate senior for this Argos squad. 65 hits, 11 doubles, 5 home runs, 35 RBI. Slugs it at 540 and almost a 500 on-base percentage. Here's the second pitch of the at-bat. That ball is roped into center. That's going to be the third single. Here comes the second runner in to score, and it's a 2-run single for the graduate senior Lybrook for the Argos, and it is 2-0. So the Argos jump on B.J. Bailey here early. 3 singles sandwiched in around a strikeout, and it's 1 out and a runner on first. I was mentioning Lybrook. He is a graduate transfer from Harvard. At one point, a second-team All-Ivy League participant was that young man. You know, there's a lot of athletic ability, but also a lot in the academic department as well. Smart young man. Ball 1 here to Greg Pate. Also a senior, batting .316. Argos looking to add to the 2-run total. That might be an inning-ending double play, and it is. They call him safe at first. So Pate is able to run it out. That was a tailor-made ground ball to the second baseman, but unable to turn it was Luke Ficker. So 2 outs now. The lead runner was mowed down at second. And that'll bring up Alex Urias, the right fielder for the Argos, unless there is going to be a review, and I believe there is. They're at the review tent, and that'll give us a chance to pause and kind of walk through this series, if you will. Tampa won yesterday's contest 13-6 behind 4 home runs in a 7-run inning early in that one. Those 4 homers were off the bat of Ponce, Carlson, Evans, and Books. Unique as the wind direction off of the coast here at the University of West Florida actually generally blows in, and so it's not traditionally a long ball park, certainly known to be a pitcher's park as Jim Spooner Field. So that made the 4 home runs even that more unique. And on top of that, for the Argos, Trent Kelly with 1 over the fence, as now we're going to get, and he is safe. So the call is upheld at first base, and the runner is safe. So now it will be Urias coming to the plate, a redshirt sophomore for the Argos. Urias, a fire starter, a catalyst for this Argos squad, and Bailey holding Pate back at first. Urias, .315 hitter on the year and 165 at bats, 52 hits, 7 of those doubles, 30 RBI. The Argos already lead at 2-0. 3 singles, an error. Throwing error by B.J. Bailey, going back to second behind the runner. Allowed both runners to advance, and a timely single, 2 RBI single, leads us to a 2-0 lead. That 2 RBI single was by Lybrook. It's no balls, 1 strike now, 2 outs. We're in the top of the first in this NCAA Division II. Urias with the bunt down, Bailey to first, and that will be out number 3, but not before the Argos strike first, draw blood first here in this King of the Hill matchup, and lead it in the top of the first 2-0. You are watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. So we welcome you back here to the University of West Florida, and the Argos struck first with 2 runs in the top of the first, and now it's time for the Spartans to come to the plate. This is a dangerous Spartans lineup that hit 4 home runs yesterday in that 13-run outburst, and they will face off against Garrett Brewer for the Argos, the 43-15 Argos on the year. Brewer That one's hit right back up the middle by the leadoff man, Jordan Evans, and that'll be a single for the Spartans getting things started. Garrett Brewer is a senior, 3.27 ERA on the year. 10 appearances, primarily comes out of the bullpen or did some midweek starting throughout the year. This is his 5th start of the season. 22 total innings pitched. 19 strikeouts to 8 walks. Opponents bat .315 against him. 24 stolen bases for Jordan Evans on the year, who is now on first. So that'll be something that Garrett Brewer pays attention to, as Braden Woodburn is now at the plate. The left fielder for the Spartans bats .379 on the year in 190 at-bats. 10 of those doubles, 9 home runs, 46 RBI. And this is an explosive top 5 in the lineup, all with 7 or more home runs on the season. That pitch is outside, a little high, ball 2. 2-0 now. Woodburn, very patient hitter. He's second on the team with 37 walks. So Brewer will have to be in attack mode here on this 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. So now 3 balls, no strikes. Woodburn showed bunt, nothing doing, as Brewer walks Woodburn in 4 pitches. That was only his 9th walk on the year. And that'll bring up Joander Irigoyen, the catcher for the Spartans. Irigoyen is a .379 hitter in 203 plate appearances, 77 hits, 15 of those doubles, leads his team in home runs with 11. Took too much time getting into the batter box, so they're going to start with an 0-1-0 count. Excuse me, 0-1 count, and now it's 0-2. Nice breaking ball on the outside part of the plate by Brewer. Doesn't throw particularly hard, probably somewhere in the mid to upper 80s for Brewer. Changes pace nicely, good location with the fastball. 0-2 pitch now. Off speed, that's lifted high into left. And that's going to be handled nicely by Peyton Martin. Both runners are going to be held at first and second, and that'll be out number 1 for the Spartans. Jake Brooks will now come to the plate. Young man was 2 for 6 yesterday. Had a home run, 4 total RBIs, also struck out a couple of times. On the year, he's a .324 hitter, 185 plate appearances, 60 hits, 17 of those doubles, and 7 home runs. Brewer's first pitch, a little high on that breaking ball, so 1-0. One ball, no strikes now to the cleanup man, Brooks for the Spartans. High and inside from Brewer, ball 2. Two-0 count. Runners on first and second, 1 out. Brewer's pitch inside, 3-0. Heavy dose of breaking balls here to Brooks, but quickly in a 3-0 hole is Brewer. Dangerous spot, as Brooks is capable, obviously, of hitting it deep. Here's Brewer's pitch, in there for a strike. Fastball, nicely placed. Outer third of the plate. Strike 1, 3 balls, 1 strike. To Brooks with Walker Vanacek on deck. Brewers pitch. That ball is lifted into shallow center. Coming on and unable to make the play was Stokes. One run comes in and is tagged out at the plate on a collision. What a throw by Stokes. And a collision at the plate. They sent Jordan Evans and William Lybrook making big play after big play in the top of the first and bottom now, applying a great tag and also hanging on to the ball. And now that single was legged out into a double as Stokes couldn't quite get to it. Great effort there in center field, but man, what a tag by Lybrook. That man's going to need an ice bath after tonight, but he's doing work with the bat and in the field. So 2 outs now, and that'll bring up the first baseman. Walker Vanacek. Off speed, breaking ball in there for a strike. Nice pitch by Brewer. 0-1 count. 2 outs. Brewer would love to get out of this inning having not conceded a run. That ball is ripped into center. Stokes again not able to get there. That's going to score 2. And we are knotted up at 2 as Walker Vanacek with his 43rd and 44th RBIs of the year. That'll bring up the designated hitter for the Spartans, Gunnett Carlson. 292 hitter on the year, 161 at bats, 47 hits, 6 of those doubles, 4 home runs, 35 RBI. Carlson had 3 at bats yesterday. He was 2 for 3, scored a couple runs as Brewer in there for a strike. Brewer, oh, nice off-speed pitch. Breaking ball has Carlson out in front, and that's quickly an 0-2 count in favor of Brewer. Here's the pitch, and same pitch, same result. The first strikeout for Brewer is the 3rd out of the inning, but not before the Spartans strike back with 2 runs of their own off of a 2 RBI single by Walker Vanacek. We go to the top of the 2nd. Through 1 inning, we're tied at 2 with the Argos coming up. You're watching the South Super Regional NCAA Division II style right here in Pensacola. Welcome back to NCAA.com. I am Josh Dorman, once again here in beautiful Pensacola, Florida, for this South Super Regional as the Argos try to crawl back into the series and force a Game 3, and the Spartans of the University of Tampa are trying to move one step closer to what would be a turkey in baseball, or if we put bowling terms to it, to become back-to-back-to-back national champions. They're the defending national champions times two. B.J. Bailey, who threw 19 pitches in the first inning, is back on the mound for the University of Tampa, and he will face off against the first baseman for the Argos, Tanner Taylor. This is a 1-0 count now, and that Taylor lifts that one high into right center. And that'll be out number one as the right fielder for the University of Tampa, Jake Brooks, is able to handle that one easily. Mentioned Bailey, 19 pitches in the first inning. Now the left fielder, Peyton Martin, for the Argos, a .261 hitter and 92 at-bats, 24 hits on the year. 3 of those home runs, swings at the first offering from Bailey for strike one. So it's an 0-1 count. The Argos jumped on Bailey early, scored 2 runs in the top of the first, and the Spartans answered quickly with the same number in the bottom of the first. A lot at stake here, as if Tampa wins it, they'll move on to the national tournament in hopes of repeating and becoming back-to-back-to-back, and the Argos trying to make their first appearance in that tournament since 2011 in what will be their last crusade in Division II. 0-2 pitch, and he went around, they are going to say, and that is going to be out number 2. That's going to be the second strikeout of the evening for B.J. Bailey. His 104th strikeout on the year, and that'll bring up Hudson Spencer, the shortstop for the Argos. Strike one. Little high for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike. These are 2 very successful programs in the Division II ranks. Breaking ball in there on the outside part of the plate from Bailey for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Here's Bailey's pitch, swung on, missed. Down to first for out number 3, and that's a 9-pitch inning for B.J. Bailey, and Tampa has a 1-2-3 inning, and nothing doing for the Argos in the top of the second. We'll go to the bottom of the second. We're tied at 2. You're watching the South Super Regional NCAA Division II style right here on NCAA.com. At 2, going in the bottom of the second, and leading off for the Spartans will be Jesse Ponce, the shortstop for the Spartans. 291 hitter, 165 at bats, 40 runs scored, 48 hits, 9 of those doubles, 4 home runs and 30 RBI. One of those home runs came yesterday right here at Jim Spooner Field. Brewer back on the mound. Fire strike one in there to start the inning. Brewer had 18 pitches in the bottom of the first. That breaking ball almost hit Ponce. He stood in there to take it, but it curved at the last second to avoid him. 1 ball, 1 strike. That breaking ball is lifted out of play down the third base line for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Special thanks to all of those here at the University of West Florida in the athletic department. An athletic department led by Director of Athletics Dave Scott and all of his crew in sports information and broadcasting and so forth that do such a phenomenal job here at the University of West Florida for their hospitality. And that's high and tight for ball 1, 2 and 2. Jim Spooner Field is a beautiful facility. 2-2 from Garrett Brewer. Off-speed pitch off the end of the bat. And nice play made charging in by Hudson Spencer for out number 1. And that'll bring up Luke Fiker, the second baseman for the Spartans. 307 hitter on the year. 75 at bats. 23 hits. Brewer's pitch, high and outside for ball 1. Fiker will be followed by Jack Martinez, the third baseman for the Spartans. 1-0 count. Brewer's pitch fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll keep you updated on other scores in the Atlantic Region Championship Series. That's being played at Millersville University. Westchester beat Millersville 7-2 in that first game. They played again today. We'll get you that score update. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed by Fiker. So 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Two pitch, swung on, hit to second baseman, and that is out number 2 as Greg Pate able to make the play for the Argos. So the middle part of the infield has been busy here in the bottom half. Spencer with a nice play, Pate with a nice play, and 2 quick outs. And Jack Martinez, the third baseman for the Spartans, now up. 264 hitter on the year and 125 plate appearances, 33 hits, 6 of those doubles, 3 home runs, and 22 RBI. Brewer's first pitch on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. That pitch is to Spencer at shortstop. Can't handle it, and that'll be an error on Hudson Spencer at shortstop. The first error here of the evening for the Argos. And back to the top of the order, and Jordan Evans, who was thrown out at the plate. Nice throw by Stokes and a heck of a tag by William Lybrook in the bottom of the first, after singling to lead things off for the Spartans. Evans was 3 for 6 yesterday. He scored 3 of the 13 runs for the Spartans and also had an RBI to go with it. 1-0 now from Brewer. One-0 pitch from Brewer. Swung on off the end of the bat. Play's going to be made at first base, and that's going to be out number 3 by Tanner Taylor. So not quite a 1-2-3 inning. The Spartans did leave one on, but nothing, no harm done as it's still 2-2 through 2. You are watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. We're back to the top of the order for the Argos, and Zach Stokes will lead things off. He singled in his first plate appearance and came around and scored. In that 2-run top of the first for the Argos. Bailey starts things out with a strike. Got hit around a little bit in the top of the first, came back with a 9-pitch top of the second, and Stokes hits it hard on the ground, but handled nicely by the first baseman, Walker Vanacek. And that is out number 1. Trent Kelly now to the plate. Also singled and scored in the top of the first, did Kelly. The Argos third baseman trying to get things rolling here in the top half of the third as Bailey has settled in and become extraordinarily efficient in the last inning and a third. That breaking ball is in the dirt for ball 1. One and one count. Outside, ball 2, 2-1. That ball is hit hard to center. Back at the warning track and making the play is the Spartan center fielder, Jordan Evans. So Kelly put a charge in it, but it was warning track power, and that's out number 2, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Gustavo Mendez, for the Argos. Gustavo struck out in his first plate appearance, and the low breaking ball inside gave him some problems. That's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike to Mendez On the ground, charging from third and making the play is the third baseman, Jack Martinez. And a 1-2-3 inning once again for B.J. Bailey, his second in a row. And we go to the bottom of the third, still tied at 2. You're watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. Garrett Brewer ready to get things started in the bottom of the third. He's thrown 32 pitches through 2 innings, and he will face Braden Woodburn to lead things off. Woodburn walked in his first plate appearance. He did come around and score on the Walker Vanacek 2 RBI single. Hit hard to left, but no problems out there for Peyton Martin, and that's out number 1 for Brewer and the Argos. Joander Irigoyen now coming to the plate, the catcher for the Spartans. Flied out in his first plate appearance. He'll be followed by Jake Books. First pitch swinging, first pitch lifted on the infield. Spencer, shortstop for the Argos, handles it, and that's out number 2. I believe that's 2 pitches and 2 outs for Garrett Brewer. That'll bring up the right fielder, Jake Books. Books doubled and came around and scored a run. His double was when Stokes gunned down Lybrook at the plate. Ball 1 from Brewer. That was Lybrook placed the tag. Phenomenal play. Swung on, missed, strike 1. 1-1 count now. 2 Books. He would be followed by Walker Vanacek, who had the 2-run single in the bottom of the first for the Spartans. 1-1 count from Brewer. Fastball's low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Off speed, nice pitch from Brewer, outside part of the plate, swung on and missed, so now a 2-2 count. Off speed again, that one's hit on the ground to second base, and that's going to do it. A 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Brewer and the Argos. We're through 3, still tied at 2. You're watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. B.J. Bailey steps back in after a 19-pitch top of the first. He has averaged 10 pitches in the last two halves of the inning that he's been out there. He will face off to start the top of the fourth inning against the Argos catcher, William Lybrook. He had the two-run single in the top half of the first, the only two RBI for the Argos. Strike one in there to Lybrook. He'll be followed by Pate and Urias. Off speed on the ground. Nice play at third, over to first for out number one. That'll bring up Greg Pate, the second baseman for the Argos. Grounded into a fielder's choice in his first at bat in the top of the first half. Top of the first. Bailey's pitch in there for strike one. Same pitch, same result. Strike two. Oh, 2 count. Here's the pitch from Bailey. Swung on and fouled out of play. A lot of excitement down there in the Argos dugout as a barehanded play was made by one of the players. Still an 0-2 count. One out here in the top of the fourth inning. High and outside for ball one. 1-2 to Pate. Urias on deck. B.J. Bailey's 1-2 pitch. Off speed, outside part of the plate for strike three. So the fourth strikeout for B.J. Bailey. And that'll bring up Alex Urias, the right fielder for the Argos, grounded out in his first plate appearance. That was high for ball one. 1-0 count. Outside ball two. 2-0. Two-0 pitch from Bailey. That one is lined into right. And that'll be another 1-2-3 inning for Bailey and the Spartans. We go to the bottom of the fourth. Bailey is in complete control on the mound. And the Spartans are coming to the plate. We're tied at 2. You're watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here in Pensacola on NCAA.com. We're back here in Pensacola as Garrett Brewer has thrown 39 pitches through 3 innings. He's back on the mound for the bottom of the 4th, and he will face the first baseman, Walker Vanacek, young man who had the 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 1st to produce the 2 runs that tied it up. Swung on inside. Strike 1. Vanacek will be followed by Gunnett Carlson and Jesse Ponce here in the bottom of the 4th. Brewer's pitch outside. They're going to say he did not go around, so 1 ball, 1 strike now is the count. That ball's on the ground at shortstop. Spencer has it over to first, and that's out number 1. Gunnett Carlson comes to the plate. Came in batting .292, struck out in his first plate appearance. The only strikeout, for Garrett Brewer so far in this one. Brewer's first pitch in there. Nice breaking ball for strike 1. No balls, 1 strike. Another breaking ball in there for strike 2. 0-2 count now. Brewer ahead in the count, 0-2 to Carlson. High for ball 1, 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Brewer. Swung on high into left. And under it for out number 2 is Peyton Martin for the Argos. So 2 up, 2 quickly down for Brewer, and that will bring the shortstop for the Spartans, Jesse Ponce, to the plate. Jesse grounded out in his first plate appearance. High and inside from Brewer. Ball 1. One-0 pitch. Strike. Nice breaking ball from the lefty, Garrett Brewer. 1-1. One pitch in there for a strike. Fastball. It's been hitting these Spartan pitchers with a lot of off-speed pitches, a lot of breaking balls. Nice time to come back in with a fastball right down the gut. 1-2 now. Has anything he wants here. Does Garrett Brewer. Breaking ball is ripped into right field, and that will be a single for Ponce. And that'll bring up Luke Fiker with a runner on first and 2 outs. Fiker grounded out in his first plate appearance. Off-speed pitch in there to start the at-bat for a strike. 0-1 count now to Fiker. Oh, 1 pitch from Brewer. A lot of attention being paid to Ponce. Only 4 stolen bases for Ponce on the year. Garrett Brewer wanting to keep him honest over there at first and not allow too big of a lead. Brewer's 0-1 pitch. Little high, ball 1, 1-1. One and one pitch. That ball is lifted into left. And that's going to be out number 3. So a single for Ponce, but nothing else doing for the Spartans. And Garrett Brewer, very efficient in his own right for the Argos. We are through 4 innings, and we are tied at 2 here at the South Super Regional NCAA Division II style right here on NCAA.com. B.J. Bailey back on the mound for the Spartans. The Clemson transfer, an undefeated 13-0 so far this year. Ace for the Spartans has gone 4 innings so far. He spread out 3 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts as ball 1 to the leadoff hitter here, Tanner Taylor for the Argos. Taylor 0 for 1. He flied out in his first plate appearance against Bailey. 1-0 count. Inside ball 2. Taylor will be followed by Peyton Martin and Hudson Spencer for the Argos in the top half of the 5th inning. .30 pitch outside, so a 4-pitch walk. And the Argos have the leadoff runner on for the first time since the top of the first. Peyton Martin now coming to the plate. Situational hitting is what was described to me as part of the philosophy. A lot of utilization of the bunt and hit and run by Coach Jeffcoat and his Argos staff. We'll see if that's in play here. As working from the stretch is Bailey, and it is not. It's hit hard into right center, and making the play in right field for the Spartans is Jake Books for out number 1. So that'll bring up Hudson Spencer, the shortstop for the Argos. Struck out in his first plate appearance, one of 4 strikeouts for B.J. Bailey on the evening. Bunt shown. Bunt is popped up. Here comes from third base a terrific play in full sprint by Jack Martinez, and that is quickly out number 2. Martinez saw bunt, and he was in a full sprint in foul territory, able to make the play. So leadoff runner gets on, leadoff hitter with a walk, and 2 quick outs, a fly out and a pop out in a bunt attempt for the Argos, and now 2 outs. Outside, ball 1. One-0 count. Strike 1 called. 1-1 from B.J. Bailey. 55 pitches through 4 2/3 for the Spartans ace. Strike 2, 1-2. Nice fastball in the outer third. Zach Stokes, 1 of 2 at the plate. Lifts that one into shallow left center. It's going to drop for a single. Stokes now 2 of 3 on the day with a couple of singles, and the Argos have their first threat going since the top of the first, with runners on first and second with 2 outs, and Trent Kelly coming to the plate. Kelly was the offensive output for the Argos yesterday, with 4 of the 5 RBIs coming off his at bat. 2 for 5, also scored 2 runs because he had 2 home runs. 2 of his 3 home runs on the year came yesterday. Bailey's pitch in there for a strike. Nice off-speed pitch to start the at-bat. So now 0-1 to Trent Kelly. Runners on first and second. Argos threatening for the first time since the top of the first. 0-1 pitch from Bailey to Kelly. Kelly rips it to left. That's going to be a single. They're sending the runner. Good throw here. Probably gets him. Coming around and out easily at the plate was Peyton Martin, I believe. And, Tanner Taylor. So that's out number 3 as they sent the runner on a hard hit ball to left, and an excellent throw by the left fielder, Braden Woodburn, for out number 3. So we're through the top of the 5th inning, tied at 2 with the Spartans coming up. You're watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. Jack Martinez will lead it off for the Spartans, followed by Jordan Evans and Braden Woodburn. And you could sense Coach Jeff Coate knowing that there hasn't been many opportunities since the top of the first for runs scored, and he sent Taylor on a hard hit ball to left. Strike one from Brewer. And a terrific throw by Woodburn. Was out number 3. So now Brewer back on the mound in the bottom of the 5th inning. This is a young man that's only pitched 22 total innings on the year. So trying to complete 5 innings. That ball is hit hard, but right at third baseman Trent Kelly for out number 1. And what an effort so far on the mound for Garrett Brewer. And that'll bring up Jordan Evans. A ground out and a single. He singled to lead the game off for the Spartans in the bottom of the 1st. Grounded out in his 2nd plate appearance. He'll be followed by Braden Woodburn. As Brewer's first pitch, breaking ball low and inside, and he gets Evans to chase for strike 1. 0-1 count. I don't see, there is some activity in the Argos bullpen. You might think that if Brewer can get through this bottom half of the 5th, it may produce a relief pitcher in the 6th. We'll see how that goes. But first, Brewer would have to get out of this inning. Here's the pitch. It's low for ball 2. 2-1 now. To Evans. Breaking ball outside. Ball 3. Three and 1. On the ground. Nicely picked at third. Makes the play. Terrific play from third base by Trent Kelly. Made that look routine, but that little short hop, that's a tricky little play. Out number 2. So now Braden Woodburn will come to the plate for the Spartans. 0 for 1, has a walk and a fly out. Did score a run, one of the 2 in the bottom of the 1st. One-0 now from Brewer. Just surpassed the 60 pitch count. That's outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes. Brewer's pitch swung on, lifted high. And just on the edge of the grass, Spencer will make the play. So a 1-2-3 inning for Garrett Brewer. What a story for that young man. We're through 5. We are tied at 2, going to the top of the 6th inning here at the NCAA Division II South Super Regional on NCAA.com. Welcome back. We're tied at 2, going to the top of the 6th. And Gustavo Mendez set to lead things off for the Argos. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Strikeout and a ground out for the Argos designated hitter. Mendez will be followed by Lybrook as first pitch is swinging and fouled off, and Pate for the Argos. Bailey enters the 6th inning with 59 pitches thrown. Mendez offers it the inside low breaking ball that was in the dirt. Oh, 2 pitch to Mendez. Swung on. Too short. Over to first, and the play is made for out number 1. I mentioned that Millersville and Westchester did finish off that Atlantic Region Championship Series. They won game 1 7-2, and then won again today 9-2. So they will be moving on to the national tournament as Bailey has ball 1 to William Lybrook. The Argos catcher 1 for 2 with a couple of RBI. Lybrook on the ground hard to third. Nice play. Pirouette going to his left, and that was Jack Martinez flashing the leather and the great footwork for out number 2. Greg Pate, the Argos second baseman, now will come to the plate. 0 for 2 on the day. He has a strikeout and a grounded into a fielder's choice. He would be followed by Alex Urias if Pate is able to reach. Outside for ball 1. 1-0 count from B.J. Bailey. Came in with a 1.96 ERA and a 13-0 record. 13-0 on 15 games started. That's very efficient. Pate swings and misses for strike 1. Strike 2. In the Central Region Championship, Central Missouri won game 1 6-1 and won again today over Augustana 10-1. So they will advance. That ball is inside. Almost hit the foot of Pate for ball 2. 2-2 now to Pate. 2 outs. Bailey's pitch swung on and missed by Pate, and that will be a strikeout, the 5th for B.J. Bailey, and that'll do it in the top of the 6th inning. Nothing doing for the Argos. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Garrett Brewer is jogging back out there. You are watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. Joander Irigoyen is set to lead things off here in the bottom of the sixth inning for the Spartans of the University of Tampa. Irigoyen 0 for 2 today. He was 1 for 5 yesterday. Garrett Brewer back out. Fires strike one in there, his 64th pitch of the game. I was looking down in the bullpen for the Argos, and it does appear that there is some activity there, and it looks like Elijah Roberts, another left-handed pitcher, and that's a strike two, is getting loose for the Argos. Oh, 2 to Irigoyen. Brewer's pitch high and outside. 4-1. 1-2 now. Brewer's pitch lifted out of play down the right field line. They'll do it again. Brewer doesn't throw it hard. He's in the mid-80s, but the constant helping of off-speed, breaking balls from Brewer makes that fastball seem a little more lively. Here's the pitch. There's that breaking ball. It hung up there. It's hit deep into left center. Irigoyen all the way to the wall will be in with a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the sixth. That's his 16th double of the year. That was a breaking ball that hung up in the zone, and Irigoyen hung back and drove that one hard into left center. And that'll bring up Jake Brooks for the Spartans, as Brewer will now work from the stretch with Irigoyen on second. 2 stolen bases on the year, so not a big threat. Playing for the bunt is the middle infield. That swung on and fouled straight back for strike number 1. Brooks will be followed by Vanacek and Carlson for the Spartans. Oh, 1 pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Now an 0-2 count. Brewer's pitch, that's lined in the right, coming on and making the play and holding the runner at second was the Argos right fielder, Alex Urias, and that'll be out number 1, and it's a big one for Garrett Brewer. Walker Vanacek. He has the 2 RBI for the Spartans in this one. He's 1 for 2. Singled in 2 runs in the bottom of the first. He's got a runner on second in the form of Irigoyen, who doubled to lead this one off. Brewer's pitch in there for a strike. Oh, 1 count to Jake Brooks. Off speed, cuts outside for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Roberts is ready in the bullpen if Coach Jeffcoat needed to go that direction. That ball is hit hard into center. Irigoyen's going to tag, and he's going to head to third, and he will make it in. Very nice throw from Zach Stokes from deep center field, but It was deep enough to move Irigoyen, but there's 2 outs now. And Gunnett Carlson now to the plate for the Spartans. Carlson 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. And the Argos are going to look like make a pitching change. And boy, if they do, we've got to give a great shout out to Garrett Brewer on a big stage. That young man has been in 10 games so far. This was his 11th appearance. He started 4, his 5th start of the year. He goes 5 2/3. He gives up 2 runs. Defeated Grand Valley State 15-10 in Game 2. So UIndy is the 3rd team we've recognized into the national tournament. Roberts' first pitch is outside for a ball as he faces off against Gunnett Carlson. Carlson 0 for 2. I think I mentioned before the pitching change, he flew out and struck out in his first 2 at-bats. Roberts fouled out of play. Strike 1. 1-1 count now. Carlson was a designated hitter yesterday. He was 2 for 3. Had a couple of RBIs. He did hit a home run. 1 of 4 for the Spartans. And that ball is over Pate's head. And that will be the go-ahead run for the Spartans, who now lead it 3-2 as Carlson gets an RBI single. A little bloop into right field. It looked like Pate had a chance, and it was just over the outstretched glove of Pate. So it's 3-2 now. Spartans lead it. And Jesse Ponce will come to the plate. Another one of those home run hitters from yesterday. Hit his 3rd of the year. Ponce is 1 for 2 in this one as Roberts brings strike 1 to the plate. He grounded out and he's also singled. Has Ponce. Inside, ball 1, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Roberts. In there for strike 2. Oh, just a little outside. Nice 1-2 pitch from Roberts. 2-2 is the count now. Two-two pitch from Roberts. Just outside. Full count now with 2 outs. And that's ball 4. Just does miss. So Roberts with his first walk. Now runners are on first and second with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Luke Fiker, who has grounded out and flied out in his first 2 plate appearances for the Spartans. Took a 3-2 lead on a single by Carlson. And the Argos are going to meet at the mound to discuss what they want to do. There are a couple Argos up in the bullpen as well. So maybe this is a situation where they're trying to get Coach Jeffcoat some time to get his bullpen ready. We're going to run through some more action. As we talked about, UIndy is advancing. We've got our series here. UT Tyler, wow, in a high-scoring affair, defeated Colorado Mesa 21-15 in Game 1 of that series. They play tonight at 8 p.m. Central Time to determine if that one will go to 3, or if UT Tyler wins Game 2, they will move on. So the Argos are ready. Runners on first and second. Fiker at the plate, and Roberts on the mound. Roberts' pitch in there for strike 1. Fiker was 2 for 4 yesterday. He had an RBI. Also pitched 2 innings, did Fiker. 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Roberts to Fiker, fouled out of play. 1-2 now. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Roberts trying to limit the damage here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Roberts' pitch in there for his first strikeout, and a big one it is, as it contains the lead to 3-2. The Argos make the pitching switch. The Spartans get a run and lead at 3-2 going to the top of the 7th here in the NCAA Division II South Sub-Regional on NCAA.com. Leading off for the Argos is right fielder Alex Urias. 0 for 2 on the day is the Argos right fielder. He has a ground out and a fly out. Facing B.J. Bailey once again. Bailey comes into the inning with 69 pitches. That's a 70th pitch thrown. Scattered 5 hits. The only 2 runs coming in the top of the first for the Argos. 1-0 pitch now to Urias. That ball is lifted into right. And Jake Brooks will make the play in right field for out number 1. That'll bring up Tanner Taylor, the first baseman for the Argos. Walked in his last plate appearance and was thrown out at home as he was trying to round third and score the 3rd run of the game for the Argos. Bailey's first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 count to Taylor. Taylor will be followed by Peyton Martin. Bailey's off-speed pitch in there, strike 2. So an 0-2 count now to Tanner Taylor. It looks like they're going to call the pitcher for a balk. He swung that pitching arm around himself first, over his head. Couldn't do that. So now it's 1-2. Taylor at the plate battles that one off. Bailey set, ready. Comes in with an off-speed on the outside part. Misses it just outside. 2-2 now to Tanner Taylor. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Fouled off. Taylor able to battle that off-speed pitch and earn another opportunity. 2-2. Taylor fouls another one out of play. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That one's hit hard and handled nicely over to Bailey, who covers, and nice play at first base by Walker Vanacek, for the Spartans, and that'll be out number 2 for the Argos and bring up Peyton Martin. Martin's 0 for 1 with a walk on the day. Correction. Martin is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout on the day. First pitch is a ball. 1-0 count now to Peyton Martin. He would be followed by the shortstop Hudson Spencer if he's able to reach. Here's Bailey's pitch, low for ball 2, 2-0. Two balls, no strikes to Peyton Martin. Low, ball 3, 3-0 now. Bailey's only walked one batter through 6 2/3. We'll see if Martin is taking all the way. The Argos need base runners. That ball is low and outside, ball 4. So a walk for Peyton Martin, and that'll bring up Hudson Spencer the shortstop for the Argos. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout, and that's going to bring a visit from the dugout for the Spartans, and that'll give us an opportunity to revisit some brackets as Catawba beat Francis Marion 12-7 in Game 1 of that series. Francis Marion came back and won Game 2 today, 8-5, so that series will go to a third game. That's in the Southeast Region Championship Series. Over in the West, you had Point Loma defeated Northwest Nazarene in Game 1 of that one and defeated Northwest Nazarene 6-3. So that's the fourth team we've named that will be in the National Series. So 4 are in, 4 still have to be decided. We know that 2 of those are going to a Game 3. We've got our game being played here, and you've got the UT Tyler game beginning at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. With 2 outs now, they've got their strategy for B.J. Bailey and his Spartan crew. He's at 83 pitches, and he will face against Hudson Spencer. With the runner on first. Zach Stokes would follow Hudson Spencer. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Nice first pitch of the at-bat. When you can throw that breaking ball in there for a strike, it has a tendency of getting hitters off balance. So 0-1 now. Bailey's pitch, fastball, threw it right by him. 0-2. Unusual reaction there after that pitch. Bailey's been messing with the area, his landing area, a lot in his stride. So 0-2 now. There's the pitch off speed. He gets Hudson Spencer swinging to finish the top of the 7th inning, and that's Bailey's 6th strikeout. And so we'll go to the bottom of the 7th. The Spartans lead at 3-2 here in the NCAA Division II South Sub-Regional right here on NCAA.com. Elijah Roberts back on the mound for the Argos. Came in relief in the bottom half of the 6th inning, and he will face off against Jack Martinez to lead things off for the Spartans. The Spartans' third baseman is 0 for 2. Reached on an error and had a fly out. First pitch, low for ball 1. Martinez will be followed by Jordan Evans and Braden Woodburn. Back to the top of the order for the Spartans, who lead at 3-2. Roberts' pitch swung on, lifted high, and in foul territory, back in fair territory, or somewhere in between was Tanner Taylor making that play for out number 1. So Jordan Evans comes to the plate. He's 1 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He's also singled. That was to lead off the bottom of the first inning. So Evans at the plate will face Elijah Roberts for the first time. Swings on the first pitch, and at third base, Trent Kelly with the routine play over to first, and so 2 quick outs for the Argos. Brings up Braden Woodburn. Left fielder for the Spartans is 0 for 2. He's walked it, flown out twice. He has scored a run. Came around on that Walker Vanacek 2 RBI single in the bottom of the first. He'll face Elijah Roberts for the first time as well. High for ball 1. We're under the lights here at Jim Spooner Field. It is a beautiful evening in Pensacola. Had a lot of rain come through the coastal region down here throughout the day. Most of it missed this area. High and outside for ball 2. Nice breeze. Clear skies for game 2 here at the University of West Florida. 2-0 pitch from Elijah Roberts. Swung on. Took a rip, did Woodburn. He's got 9 home runs. He was going for 10 with that cut. 2-1. Strike 2, so 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Roberts outside, ball 3. So a full count with 2 outs now. Woodburn would be followed by Joander Irigoyen. He doubled in his last at bat. He's on the on-deck circle. Here's the 3-2 pitch from Roberts. Swung on and fouled out of play. They'll do the full count again. Swung on and fouled straight back. Nice cut by Woodburn once again. 3-2. Here's a 3-2 pitch from Roberts. That's going to be inside for ball 4. Roberts thought he had it. He was walking off like he had ended the inning. The umpire looks over at the Argos dugout and gives him about a half-foot signal, saying he was a good 4 or 5 inches inside with that one. So Irigoyen now will come to the plate with a runner on first. Doubled to left center in his last plate appearance. His only hit of the game. It was his 16th double. Leads the Spartans in home runs with 11. That ball's inside for ball 1. 1-0. There's Roberts' 1-0 pitch. That one's fouled straight back into the trees, so we're at 1-1 now. You probably hear the airplane overhead. Very busy with the Pensacola Airport. Also have the naval base here. Great military town. 1-1 pitch, off-speed pitch. Very nice pitch. 1-2. Lots of planes flying in and out. Also home of the Blue Angels is Pensacola. If you've not seen that, what an experience that is. Some tremendously talented pilots at the helm of those Blue Angels. 1-2. Roberts' pitch swung on, and Irigoyen fouls that one out of play down the right field line. Hit that one hard. Hung up there forever. Well foul, so 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Roberts to Irigoyen. Irigoyen fouls that one straight back. So they'll do the 1-2 once again. Irigoyen, a young man you do not want to allow to get those arms out and the barrel on the ball. Might be time here to see if he can come inside. He's 1-2. Been working the outside part of the plate. Irigoyen in that box good, and here's the pitch. Does come inside and strikes him out. Does Roberts. So 3 outs, and that'll do it for the 7th inning. The Spartans lead at 3-2. Argos come to bat with the top of the order. You're watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here on NCAA.com. Well, we welcome you back here for the top of the 8th inning, and I want to take this opportunity. These broadcasts don't just happen by themselves. Our main man, Owen, is producing today's broadcast. And then on our cameras, I want to give a shout-out. I don't know if we have a chance to kind of picture each of them. They're all operating without headsets. But Adam Waldron, Dacian Smith, and Addison Mathis are operating cameras for us. We appreciate them as B.J. Bailey is back on the mound for the top of the 8th. His first pitch in the top of the 8th is in there for a strike. That is his 87th pitch of the evening. Zach Stokes is at bat. He's 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. He scored a run, and quickly in an 0-2 count, it'll be Stokes, Kelly, and Mendez, the top of the order for the Argos in the top half of the 8th inning. One and 2 count now to Zach Stokes. Young man came in batting .448 on the year. That's incredible. Graduate senior, the captain, 5th-year guy, not something you hear about often in collegiate athletics anymore. Stokes lifts that one to left. Under the lights, and making the play is the Spartans left fielder, Braden Woodburn, for out number 1. And Trent Kelly, he had some magic in the bat last night. Does he have another trick up his sleeve, if you will. He's at the plate with one out in the top of the 8th inning. The Argos needing to get something going against B.J. Bailey. They've only had one other inning that they threatened, and they had a runner in the form of Tanner Taylor thrown out the plate in that inning. I would think Bailey's thinking about going the distance here. Off speed's in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0 now. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Outside, ball 3. So 3-0 now. Kelly is also 2 of 3. 4 of the 5 hits for the Argos have come from the first 2 batters of the lineup, Stokes and Kelly. Strike 1 called, now 3-1. That one's in the dirt for ball 4. So Kelly with a walk, the third of the evening for B.J. Bailey, and that'll bring up Gustavo Mendez, the designated hitter for the Argos. He's 0 for 3, grounded out twice, struck out once, been aggressive at the plate. There's the first pitch, and Mendez, that inside breaking ball, has given him fits today. Kelly does have 12 stolen bases to lead the Argos in that category. Not a huge lead. Mendez down in the count 0-1. That pitch is low. Ball 1, 1-1. One ball, one strike to Mendez. That's the pitch that he got him with on the strikeout earlier in the game. This time Mendez able to lay off of that pitch, and it's 2-1. Kelly on first. There's the pitch, low for ball 3, 3-1. The next pitch for B.J. Bailey will be his 100th. William Lybrook on the on-deck circle. He's got the 2 RBIs for the Argos in the top of the first. Bailey's pitch, off speed, breaking ball in there for a strike. So now a full count. There's the 3-2 pitch to Mendez. Kelly's going. Mendez hit and runs on. That one is blooped into right. Kelly's going to round second and easily come into third. So the hit and run executed beautifully. Great call by Coach Jeffcoat and the Argos staff. And there are runners on the corners now with William Lybrook coming to the plate. A bloop single to right. We will have a pinch runner. That'll be Zach DeJesus. So DeJesus now at first. And runners are on the corners for Lybrook. Looks like we're going to have some type of change here. We're not sure if it's a pitcher or it is. Actually, I believe that you're going to see Luke Fiker, the second baseman, take the ball. We'll see. There's a lot of changes taking place. We're going to step away while these changes occur. We'll get all of it in order. We'll be right back here at the NCAA Division II South Super Regional on NCAA.com in just a moment. So Luke Fiker moves from second base to the mound, and Jack Levino heads out to left field, and coming in to play second is Braden Woodburn for the Spartans. So Fiker's first pitch is high for ball one. Fiker did pitch last night. He went 2 innings, gave up an earned run. He walked 1, struck out 2, and 7 batters faced. That first strike in there to William Lybrook. Runners are on the corners. Fiker's pitch is lined up the middle, and it's going to score the tying run, rounding second and heading to third. And in there is the pinch runner, Zach DeJesus. So William Lybrook now with 3 RBI. And this game is tied up here in the top of the 8th inning with runners still on the corners for the Argos and just 1 out. So Lybrook comes in and faces off against Fiker, who has 7 saves on the year in 18 appearances for the Spartans. He's pitched 33 innings, including a couple last night. Strikes out, has a whip of 1, gives up only a 1.77 batting average and only 1.64 ERA. So a big hit by Lybrook. Fiker, that ball's on the ground to second for the first runner, to first, and now heading over to second. And in there will be Greg Pate. He's now at second, so they got the lead runner. Throwing error on the attempt to turn 2. And that'll bring up Alex Urias. For the Argos, 0 for 3. He's got a ground out and 2 flyouts. He's got a runner on second. Fiker's first pitch in there for a strike. Another Argos run scored on that double play attempt, so the Argos now lead it 4-3. Outside. Ball one. That ball is hit into right. If it's fair, it would have scored another run. It was foul, so now 2 balls and 1 strike here, as the Argos have some energy. Correction, it's 1-2 now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fiker's pitch, and that is outside, swung on and missed, so a strikeout for Fiker, but not before the Argos put 2 on the board in the top of the 8th. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. The Argos lead at 4-3. You're watching the NCAA Division II South Super Regional right here in Pensacola on NCAA.com. So we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Argos have brought in the closer, Mickey Sheets, the Argos pitcher that is the career record holder for saves in West Florida history. He got that honor last weekend in the regional tournament. He comes on in a big moment. Strike one. Sheets has a 1.17 ERA. He's 3-1 on the year with 16 saves. Outside for ball one. At the plate is Jake Brooks for the Spartans. 1 for 3 on the day. He doubled and scored a run. Outside, ball two. 2-1 now. He'll be followed by Walker Vanacek and Gunnett Carlson. Low from Sheets for ball three. So now 3-1. From Sheets to Books. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That's on the ground, up the middle, closing and unable to make the play at shortstop was Hudson Spencer. It would have been a tough play going to his left. They're going to count that as a hit, I believe. And that'll be the second hit for Books, and that'll bring up Walker Vanacek with no outs. He will face Sheets for the first time, and they're going to have a conversation on the mound. If the Argos were to hold on to win this one, Game 3 is slated for 3 p.m. tomorrow. That can be seen right back here at NCAA.com, but still a long way to go. The Argos are 6 outs away from forcing that Game 3, but there's currently a runner on first with nobody out. And Vanacek at the plate. So Walker Vanacek. And he'll be followed by Gunnett Carlson. Sheets is ready. There's the pitch. Bunt shown. In there for a strike. That ball is bunted foul. It looks like we've got a pinch hitter on deck in the form of Nick Pereira. Potentially going to pinch hit for Carlson in this spot on the on-deck circle. And that ball gets by the Argos catcher Lybrook, and so now the tying run is at second after the wild pitch by Sheets. It's 1-2 now to Vanacek. Carlson was replaced in left field in the last half of the inning, so it's actually Lavino that's due up, but Pereira is on the on-deck circle. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Sheets. That ball is popped up, out of play. Do the 1-2 again. The Argos scored 2 in the top of the first. The Spartans answered. Spartans put up 1 in the bottom of the 6th. The Argos scored 2 in the top of the 8th, and that's how we have our 4-3 score. The 1-2 pitch from Sheets. Inside, ball 2, 2-2. That ball is lifted high, right around the first base bag, and handling it is the Argos first baseman, Tanner Taylor, for out number 1. So Nick Pereira will pinch hit for Jack Lavino. It'll be Pereira's first at-bat of the evening here. Looking back on yesterday, no plate appearances, one plate appearance in a pinch hit for Pereira. He was 1 for 1 with an RBI. He will face Sheets for the first time. Outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes to Pereira. That one's high and outside for ball 2, 2-0. Sheets did not pitch last night for the Argos. Inside, ball 3-0. Following Pereira will be Jesse Ponce. There's Sheets' pitch. Ball 4. So in 4 pitches, Pereira walks, and that brings up the shortstop for the Spartans, Jesse Ponce. He's 1 for 2. He's got a single, he's got a walk, and he's also grounded out. And we're going to have a pinch runner for Pereira. Dennis McCaffrey, the sophomore for the Spartans, represents the go-ahead run. The tying run is at second. Ponce is at the plate. 1 out. Sheets just walked Pereira in 4 pitches. Sheets' first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 count now. Following Ponce will be Luke Fiker. The pitcher now for the Spartans started the game at second base. That's on the ground, and that's going to get through. Coming home and being waved home. Play at the plate is not in time, and that is going to tie this one up at 4 as Ponce singles to left field. Aggressive base running, and this one is tied up at 4 with Fiker coming to the plate. Excellent piece of hitting by Ponce going opposite field. Fiker's 0 for 3 on the evening. He has the go-ahead run on second. And the Spartans faithful are cheering loudly here in Pensacola. Sheets' pitch is high and outside for ball 1. Mickey Sheets, since he's come into the contest, has struggled to get ahead of these Tampa hitters. So 1-0 is the count. Spartans tied it up at 4. Fiker swings and misses for strike 1. One count. Sheets to Fiker. Runners on first and second, 1 out. That one's on the ground hard to third. Second. First. Safe at first. So they went for the double play. Could not get the runner on first. They're calling for a replay at first. It did appear in real time that Fiker, Fiker was safe. So they will review this. And big call right here. It could be an inning double play if the call is overturned. If it's not, runners will be on first and third, and Jack Martinez will be coming to the plate for the Spartans. They've manufactured a run here in the bottom half of the 8th. They've done it with a walk, a single, and some timely hitting. Mickey Sheets trying to keep it tied at 4, and that was a quick review. And the runner is going to be called safe. That's how it looked in real time, so the call is confirmed. So now runners on the corners with Jack Martinez coming to the plate. The leading run the go-ahead run, on third. A couple flyouts for Martinez, 0 for 3 on the evening. Big moment, 2 outs. These games, a lot of times, come down to who can get that timely hit. Once again, Sheets working behind. He's 1-0 now. To Martinez. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's on the ground to third, and that's going to bring in the go-ahead run. And once again, that finds the hole between third and shortstop. Unable to make the play. Looked like had a chance was the third baseman for the Argos, Trent Kelly. Took an interesting hop, and now that's going to bring up Jordan Evans and the top of the order with the Spartans now responding to the Argos 2 in the top of the 8th with 2 of their own in the bottom of the 8th and reclaim their 1-run lead. So a couple 2-out hits resulting in RBIs. Evans now will face off against Sheets. Evans is 1 for 4. His only hit was the leadoff in the bottom of the first. Sheets now ahead in the count, 0-1 to Evans. Strike 2 is the call. So ahead in the count is Mickey Sheets, 0-2 now to Evans. That's in there on the outside part of the plate for strike 3, but not before the Spartans strike back. It's 5-4. We're going to the top of the 9th. The Argos down to their final 3 outs. Can they tie this one up? We're going to see right here in the NCAA Division II South Super Regional on NCAA.com. Welcome back. Leading off for the Argos will be Tanner Taylor, the first baseman for the Argos. Comes to the plate 0 for 2. He does have a walk on the afternoon. And just as a reminder, if the Argos are able to come back and win this contest, tomorrow's Game 3 would be 3 Eastern, so it's 2 Central Standard Time. As Taylor looks at strike 1. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, which is local time to Pensacola, would be the time for Game 3 if the Argos come back and win this one. 0-1 count. High and outside, 1-1. Fikers back on the mound for the Spartans. who lead at 5-4. They're trying to advance back to the national tournament in pursuit of their third straight national championship. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Tanner Taylor, who will be followed by Peyton Martin and Hudson Spencer for the Argos. That's right down the middle, 4-strike 3. And that's out number 1 for Fiker and the Spartans. So Peyton Martin comes to the plate. He's 0 for 2. He has a walk, strikeout, and a fly out on the evening. That ball's inside, ball 1. High and outside, ball 2. Fiker working quickly. That's in there for a strike. Fiker drops down low for his delivery. Tough to pick the ball up out of the hand. And swinging and getting a piece of it was Martin, but it's strike 2. So now 2-2. That one's fouled out of play. So 2-2 now to Peyton Martin. Fiker's pitch. That's chopped right in front of the catcher and handled nicely. It took a little bit of a unique hop, but Irigoyen able to handle it and get it down to first for out number 2. So the Argos are down to their last out. And they will bring Tyler Brost to the plate, a freshman for the Argos, with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Tyler comes into the contest with a .292 average and 130 at-bats on the year. He's got 38 hits, 6 of those double, 3 RBI. Slugging percentage of .438. He's also walked 19 times, and he's got an on-base percentage of .400. So it looks like this is going to be a meeting about how they want to handle the pinch hitter in Brost. If he can get on, that will bring up Zach Stokes, the captain, El Capitano, for the Argos in a big spot. But first, Brost would have to reach base, and with 2 outs, the Argos are down to their final out. Fiker's pitch, outside, ball 1. That's in there for a strike. 1-1 to Brost. Fiker working quickly. In there on the outside part for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes now to the pinch hitter Brost. Fiker's pitch inside, 2-2. You got to believe that pitch was intentional to kind of brush Brost back. Probably coming over back the outside part of the plate here. He does. Oh, and that was framed nicely. Did not get the call, so it's a full count now. Fiker to Brost. Here's the pitch. Brost fouls that one out of play. Earns another opportunity. We'll do the 3-2 all over again. Brost on the ground. That's a single for Brost in a big moment. A pitch hit single for the freshman. And if you're the Argos and you want anybody at the plate in this situation, it is this gentleman right here, Zach Stokes. He's 2 for 4 today. That would take his average probably right at the .450 mark on the year. And Gan Nobles, the redshirt junior, is going to come in to pitch run for Brost. Brost getting a big-time single in the top of the ninth. Fiker ready to go. Stokes swings and misses in on the first pitch. Stokes, a 5-year senior for this Argos club. Fouled out of play. It's 0-2 now to Zach Stokes. Down to his last strike. Fiker ahead in the count. Runner is on first. There's the pitch outside, and it has rung him up for a called strike 3 to end game 2. And the Super Regional, Luke Fiker strikes out Zach Stokes. And the University of Tampa will move on to try and make it a three-peat, as they have established a dynasty in Division II baseball. A terrific contest played here. The Argos took a 1-run lead in the top of the 8th, then gave it up in the bottom of the 8th. And Luke Fiker able to close things out. B.J. Bailey gets the win. And the University of Tampa will move on. For the Argos, it concludes a long time in the Gulf South Conference and NCAA Division II. They will move on to play at the Division I level next year. They close out the season 43-16. The University of Tampa moves to 46-8 and will move on to the national tournament. We cannot forget about Garrett Brewer and the job he did starting for the Argos in this one. Terrific job. Went 5 2/3, gave up only 2 runs, and kept this Argos squad in it. And the loss will go to Mickey Sheets. So that does it here for us on NCAA.com. The University of Tampa moves on. The Argos of West Florida, the host school in this Super Regional, finish another terrific year in Coach Jeffcoat's 21st year with a lot more success, and will move up to the Division I level next year. So as we sign off here, from the University of West Florida, I do want to once again say a special thank you to Owen, producing today's broadcast, as well as our camera operators Adam Waldron, Dacian Smith, and Addison Mathis, as well as all the staff here at the University of West Florida who has done a terrific job hosting this Super Regional. Congratulations to the University of Tampa as they move on to next week, and congratulations on a great season to the University of West Florida. I'm Josh Dorman saying thank you for tuning in and joining us, and for all of your support here on NCAA.com. Saying so long here from